So we are finding our sun salutation. We want our feet hip width apart. We want to lift the kneecaps so we engage in the quads. We want to squeeze into the glutes, tuck the ribs in, roll the shoulders away from the ears and send the thumbs towards the back of the space. Our mountain posture is a nice active pose. When you're ready with an inhale, we're sweeping the fingertips towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips as we dive in, forward fold, chin to chest. Inhale, find your halfway lift with a nice flat back. As we exhale, bending the knees, planting the hands, stepping the right foot back first, then the left into our plank position. In our plank, squeezing the thighs together, sending the heels away from the body. Coming onto the tiptoes, sending the shoulders above the fingertips, and exhale, lower the knees. Squeezing the elbows in as we lower towards the floor. Untucking the toes with an inhale, find your baby cobra. Roll those shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the elbows together. As we exhale, push the mat away. Send the bum towards the heels. And as we exhale back into our downward facing dog, sending our tailbone high. Creating the A shape with the body, taking a slow breath here. Slow breath out. On the next inhale, coming onto the tiptoes. Walking the feet towards the hands, planting the feet hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chin to chest. Bending at the knees, breathing into the belly as we slowly rise all the way up, nice and slow. With an inhale, sweeping the fingertips high. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center, Samastiti here, taking a slow breath here. Slow breath out. As we inhale, reach the fingertips high. Maybe send the hips forward this time. And as we exhale, dive in, forward fold, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bending the knees, planting the hands, stepping the left foot back. Then the right, plank position, just taking a moment, building that strength. As we exhale, coming onto the tiptoes, shoulders above the fingertips. And we can either lower knees, chin and chest, or lower the full body towards the mat, untucking the toes. Inhale, maybe baby cobra, or finding your full cobra, checking the shoulders are away from the ears. And as we exhale, maybe passing through child's pose, or maybe tucking the toes, sending the tailbone high, taking a breath in our downward facing dog. On the next inhale, coming onto the tiptoes, we're going to bring this right knee towards the nose, push the mat away and plant the right foot in between the thumbs. Slowly lowering the back heel in, pushing into the front foot, using the core. We're going to inhale, cartwheel the arms into our warrior two. And we're staying here for 3 breaths. Think about sinking deeper into that front knee and sending the front knee towards the back of the space. Taking one last breath. And as we exhale, straightening through the front leg, sending the hips back and reaching those fingertips as far forward as we can. And then slowly lowering the right hand down the inner leg and take that left hand towards the ceiling, our triangle pose. We're stretching across the chest, across the upper back, into the inner thighs, around the groin, and building that strength. Taking one last breath here. And as we exhale, gaze towards the front foot, bending into the front knee, pass back through our warrior two. We're going to cartwheel our hands back to the mat. And we're going to step the right foot back into our downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the feet. Bending into a leg one at a time. And when you're ready, finding some stillness, taking a slow breath in. As we exhale, coming onto the tiptoes, hugging that left knee towards the nose, planting the left foot, slowly lowering the back heel in, using the core here, nice and strong, cartwheel the hands out, warrior two. Sink deep into that front knee. We're staying here for 3 breaths. Just checking we've got nice strong arms, parallel to the mat. Our fingertips are spread nice and wide. And just sink a little bit deeper into that front knee, taking one last breath. As we exhale, we're straightening through the front legs, send the hips back, reach the fingertips as far forward as we can, and then lower the left hand down the inner leg. Take the gaze towards that right hand. Our triangle, our trikonasana, we're here for 3 breaths. Use this time to slow the breath back down. And keep peeling those left lower ribs towards the ceiling. Taking one last breath. And as we exhale, nice and slow, gaze to the front foot, bend into the front knee, back into our warrior 2. Cartwheel on the hands, either side of the front foot. Stepping straight back into our downward facing dog. Send that tailbone high. Find that full body stretch from the heels all the way to the wrists. Taking one last breath. And as we exhale, coming onto the tiptoes, we're going to bring this right knee towards the right hand, lowering towards the mat, taking your time to walk that left foot back. We're finding our pigeon here, walking the hands towards the body, coming onto the fingertips, find the length in the spine. As we exhale, we're going to slowly either come onto the forearms, or maybe take the arms out in front, placing the head towards the mat. And we're going to be staying here for around 30 seconds, seeing if we can keep sending that left hip towards the mat. If you feel as though you're coming onto this right hip, see if you can maybe place a block or a rolled up blanket or something underneath it, because we want to focus on getting this left hip towards the floor. So we're really stretching into the right glutes here. And we want to breathe into that very slight discomfort. Help to release any tension from the outer hips. And just take in a few more breaths here. With every exhale, really think about letting go. If you need to stay here for a little bit longer, please do. If you're coming with me, we're going to walk the hands back towards the body. Planting the hands, we're going to lift the back toes, lift the back knee, and we're going to lift the hips, stepping back into our downward facing dog. Again, maybe just start to pedal out the feet, or maybe sway the hips before we go on the opposite side. So when you're ready, coming onto the tiptoes, hugging that left knee towards the left hand and slowly planting the left foot across the mat. Walking that right foot back. And just walking the hands towards the body, finding that length in the spine. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, find your passive pigeon. It may be here. You may want to use any props, or you may want to walk the hands out a little bit further. And again, think about sending that right hip towards the mat. So maybe use something, if you've fallen onto this left hip, use a rolled up blanket, a cushion, a block underneath. Because our aim is to keep sending that right hip towards the mat. It's going to really stretch into the left glutes, all of this area. Depending on how tight you are, it may feel a little bit uncomfortable. As long as there's no pain in the knees or anywhere else, we can deal with the slight discomfort by using the breath to really help to release any tension we're holding on to. So we're just staying here for the last few breaths. Again, feel free to stay here for a little bit longer if you need to. Really think about lengthening the breath in here and lengthening the breath out, really slowing it right down. And when you're ready in your own time, taking it nice and slow, walking the hands back towards the body, planting the hands, chucking the back toes, lifting that back knee, stepping straight back into our downward facing dog. Again, maybe pedal the feet. Maybe sway the hips, take any movement you need here. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto the tiptoes. We're going to bend the knees, take the gaze towards the hands, and we're just going to jump towards the top of the mat. With an inhale, find that halfway lift. With an exhale, find that forward fold. Allow the body to hang heavy. Bending into the knees, breathing into the belly, taking it nice and slow, rolling all the way up through the spine, as slow as we can go. Sweeping the fingertips all the way to the ceiling. And exhale, bring the hands into our Samasthiti, taking a slow breath. Slow breath out, releasing the hands down, finding our mountain posture.